So you're thinking about it, right? Trading in the daily grind for the incredible islands of Indonesia. It's a huge dream for so many people, but let's be honest, the logistics can feel, well, like a total maze. But don't you worry, we're here to give you the map. Let's break down all the essentials you need to make this move a reality. But before we dive into all the paperwork and the nitty-gritty, let's just pause for a second and ask the single most important question. Is Indonesia actually the right fit for you? Because, it's so much more than just those postcard perfect beaches. It's a place that can fundamentally change the way you live your day-to-day life. I mean, the appeal is just undeniable, isn't it? You've got this amazing blend of vibrant, ancient culture, absolutely stunning natural landscapes, and a cost of living that can give you a whole new kind of financial freedom. So, okay, let's get into the practical steps and turn that dream into a real, actionable plan. All right, so what is the secret sauce? What makes this sprawling archipelago, we're talking over 17,000 islands, such a top destination for expats from all over the world? Let's unpack the biggest reasons people are packing their bags and making the leap. Really, it all boils down to this powerful combination. You've got a culture that's incredibly rich and diverse, a cost of living that can seriously upgrade your lifestyle, and of course that world-famous natural beauty. Now throw in a warm tropical climate year-round and a fast-growing economy with real opportunities, and yeah, it's pretty easy to see the appeal. Okay, deep breath. Let's tackle the big one, visas. This is, hands down, the part that can feel the most intimidating. But getting this right is the absolute foundation for everything else. So let's demystify the whole thing. And look, we get it. The bureaucracy in Indonesia can be complex, and sometimes it feels like the rules are always changing. But don't let it overwhelm you. Understanding the basics is actually way easier than you think, and it's the key to a stress-free, totally legal stay. The two most important acronyms you're going to hear over and over are KITAS and KITOP. Just think of the KITAS as your entry ticket. It's a temporary stay permit that lets you live like a resident. Then, after a few years on a KITAS, you can level up to a KITOP, which is a permanent stay permit, and that offers way more long-term stability. So this table kind of maps out the most common paths. If you land a job with an Indonesian company, they'll sponsor your work KITAS. If you're a digital nomad making over 60,000 US dollars a year from abroad, there's a great remote worker visa for you. And of course, there are dedicated routes for investors and retirees. Here's a quick insider tip, though. A lot of expats use a good visa agent to handle all the paperwork. It costs a bit more, but believe me, it can save you a world of headaches. Now, this brings us to a super crucial point. This is a mistake that can have some really serious consequences. You cannot just assume that any visa allows you to work. It is a very risky game to play. Let me be crystal clear here. A tourist visa is for tourism, period. It is completely illegal to work on this visa. And yes, that includes working remotely for a company back home. The work KITAS is the only legal way to be employed and earn a salary in Indonesia. Seriously, don't risk it. The consequences, like getting deported, are very real. Okay, let's shift gears to something way more exciting, your budget. How much does it actually cost to live in paradise? I think you might be surprised at just how far your money can go here. Just get your head around this for a second. The cost of living in Indonesia is on average over 60% lower than it is in the United States. That's not just a small difference, that is a life-changing number that can totally redefine what's possible for you. So, what does that look like in practice? Well, for a single person, and we're not talking about a luxury villa here, you could live a very comfortable life for somewhere between, say, $600 to $1,100 a month. Of course, the biggest variable is always going to be your rent, and that depends entirely on where you decide to live. And this chart really shows you just how much location matters. Rent in the capital, Jakarta, is going to be your highest expense. Bali is sort of in the middle. But then you look at a major city like Surabaya, and you could live in a great urban center for less than half the price of Jakarta. Choosing your home base wisely is the key to managing your budget. Okay, so you've got your visa sorted out, you've got your budget planned, but thriving as an expat is about so much more than just the logistics. It's about understanding and really integrating into the local culture, especially in the workplace. The work culture here is all about relationships. You can expect a much more hierarchical structure where respect for elders and authority is a huge deal. Building that personal trust, what they call silaturahmi, is vital before you even start talking business. Also, direct confrontation is generally avoided to keep group harmony. And a huge pro tip, learning even a little bit of Bahasa Indonesia shows a ton of respect and will open so many doors for you. You're going to learn very quickly about the concept of jam karet, which literally translates to rubber time. Meetings might start 15 minutes late, and that's often just part of the flow. Trying to fight it is only going to lead to stress. The key is to embrace a more flexible approach to time. Patience isn't just a virtue here, it's a survival skill. So, to recap everything, here's your 5-step checklist. Number 1, choose that visa wisely. 2, secure your stay permit, your kitas or kitab. 3, budget for a fantastic life. 4, get yourself covered with private health insurance. We'll touch on that again in a sec. And finally, number 5, dive right in and embrace the culture. And I really want to emphasize this point. Private health insurance is absolutely non-negotiable. While there is a public healthcare system, pretty much all expats rely on private care, especially in the major cities. That's where you'll find modern facilities and English-speaking staff. Quality private health insurance is an absolute must-have for your peace of mind. So, there you have it. You've got the roadmap. From visas and budgets to cultural insights, the path forward should be a whole lot clearer now. The only question left is, what's your first step on this incredible journey to Indonesia going to be?